The Family Life Kids Corner podcast is made possible by listeners like you.
So, Travis, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good would you say you are?
Good at what?
You know, being good.
Good at what, Joel?
How good are you at being good?
If by good you mean annoyed by your weird questions and I'm going to listen to the Kids Corner now, I'd say I'm a solid 10 right now.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Hear ye, hear ye! The Kids Court is now in session. The Honorable Ivy presiding. All rise.
Be seated. What's the case that got me out of bed at this hour on a Saturday morning?
According to the records, it's Olivia versus Olivia.
Come again?
That's what it says.
Well, this should be interesting. The prosecution may make their opening statements.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You don't have a legal counsel?
I do, but he's helping me with my defense. I intend to prove to the court that I have failed in upholding agreements made concerning my conduct for this year.
Okay. And the defense?
It's our intent to prove that said agreements are not legally binding, and therefore no legal action is required.
So you're saying you're hoping this case gets thrown out on a technicality?
Your Honor, the court's time is valuable, and my client should not be allowed to interrupt the normal flow of Saturday mornings by bringing judgment on her own head unnecessarily.
I object. I reserve the right to make sure I am judged for my shortfalls and pay for what I have done.
But to what end?
I don't know what that means.
What's the point? What are you trying to do? And why are you trying to do it?
I guess I want to feel better about myself.
This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to defend you if you won't listen to sense?
Okay, quiet, everyone. I see what's going on, and though I don't understand why it's happening, the defendant seems determined to be sentenced for her crimes.
It's the only way I can live with myself.
Oh, brother.
I hereby decree that effective immediately, the defendant serves half an hour of listening to a radio program.
What? That's absurd. I demand justice.
Another outburst like that, and I'll make it 4 half hours. Jacobs will see to it.
Right this way.
I'm telling you, Olivia, it's not that big of a deal.
And I'm telling you, Levi, it's a big deal to me.
Hey guys, what's with all the noise?
Olivia's being ridiculous, Ivy.
I am not. I'm just upset.
What are you upset about?
A broken promise.
Oh, that does sound serious.
Just wait for it.
What am I waiting for? What's this all about?
Well, I decided for this year I was going to be more organized. You know, keep my room clean and tidy so my parents don't have to get on my case to clean it up.
Sounds commendable.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, I was good for the first week, but then I woke up this morning and realized I hadn't put away a game I was playing with one of my friends last night, and we hadn't been careful with our snacks.
So why didn't you just clean up this morning?
You're missing the point, Levi. The whole idea was to keep my room clean so I wouldn't have to clean up later.
You're right, I am missing the point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great that your resolution didn't work out, but I think Levi's right this time. It's just not that big of a deal. Sage and I have to clean up our rooms all the time, and then we try to keep it clean. Sometimes it gets out of control, and we have to go back and fix it. Not a problem.
My room getting messy isn't the problem, Ivy. It's the fact that I didn't do what I said I would do. I lied.
I mean, sure it sounds bad when you put it that way, but who's it hurting really?
You think I'm not hurt knowing I can't be trusted?
Look, I think there's a simple solution to this whole thing.
What's that?
Listening to the radio until Mr. Jacobs can sort it out for us.
I think you're right. I'll start it up. So that's Olivia's situation, Mr. Jacobs. She thinks that because she didn't keep her resolution, that makes her a bad person or something.
I'm pretty sure that good people don't lie and break promises, Ivy.
I see.
So now tell her she's overreacting, Mr. Jacobs. Tell her everybody does it, and there's no reason to be all mopey about it.
Well, I can't quite do that, Levi.
I knew it.
Hold on. You mean she's right? It is a big deal?
I think she's partially right. After all, just because everybody does something doesn't mean that makes it the right thing to do.
No, that's true.
What's more, verses like Luke 16:10 tell us that we need to be faithful with even the little things if we're going to be faithful with the big things.
Sounds like I have a good reason to be upset then.
It would be a good reason for all of us to be upset if that's where the story ended. Fortunately, God knows that we're not able to live perfect lives. And you know what? I have a drama script that might shed some light on this conversation. I'll be right back.
So, question. Does Mr. Jacobs just have a never-ending file cabinet full of drama scripts?
I'm pretty sure he just writes a bunch when we aren't around.
Well, I'm not going to complain.
And now, from the garage of Lionel Jacobs comes a sophisticated drama, The Great Painting, an adapted biblical story about God's creativity. Once upon a time, in a small studio in the countryside, there was a painter.
Welcome. Don't mind the mess. I'm working on a revolutionary new painting. It'll be the talk of the Italian Renaissance Festival in Florence next month. It's a big project, so I've enlisted some help. My apprentices, Lisa and Donna.
Us? You want us to help you with your masterpiece?
Lisa is so right. We are totally not up to your skills. We only started painting 5 years ago. You've been doing it for way longer.
I've only just started a year ago. I'm not ready.
Did I ask for your opinion or your help? Prepare the paints. We have some pigment that needs slinging.
And so the preparation got underway. The canvas was spread, the paints mixed, and the inspirational soundtrack was playing.
Let us begin. Remember all I have taught you, and observe my technique. You may learn a trick or two.
As the three artists began their collaboration, the two apprentices watched the master trying to follow his movements and design. But alas, they were not skilled enough painters to compare with his artistry.
That does it. I can't go on.
What do you mean? Your part of the painting isn't finished.
Donna's right, Maestro. Just look at our work compared to yours. We are nothing compared to you. We're only making this painting worse.
Listen here, both of you. Do you think I would even let you near my painting if I thought that you would ruin this great work? No! My work is perfected in where you struggle. And now take this brush, and you this one, and paint.
For hours, days, weeks even, the maestro and his apprentices painted, filling the canvas with color, values, contrast, and other artistic works.
Not a drop more. Stand back and see, my apprentices.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe it.
It's beautiful.
The painting was indeed beautiful. The clumsy strokes of the apprentices were integrated perfectly into the grand design. Their choices, some good, some poor, were all there and somehow, by the maestro's skill, came together in perfect harmony.
My friends, you'll remember this as the time when together we made history.
The moral is that God is the creator, the world is his brush, and time his canvas. For all of history, he has been working to make the most beautiful creation, and he calls us to join him, to learn from him, and to be part of the incredible story he is telling. None of us can match his glory, but with his help, we can bring glory to him. Looking thoughtful there, Ivy.
Me? Well, I guess I am. I'm trying to put everything we've been talking about together so it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused too. Am I supposed to be upset that I didn't keep my resolution, or is it really not a big deal?
And, maybe use the Bible to help us understand?
All right, I'll see what I can do. The first thing I think we should understand is that God wants us to live perfect lives.
Perfect? Like not doing anything wrong? Ever?
That's what he tells us in Matthew 5:48.
But that's not possible, right?
It doesn't seem to be, especially if you read Romans 3:23, which makes it clear that no one has succeeded to live up to this command.
So, we're all failures.
Well, no offense, Mr. Jacobs, but this isn't really all that motivating to try if we know we're just going to be failing all the time.
I would agree. It's a hopeless situation. That's why it says in 2 Corinthians 5:21 that God sent us the one who has always been perfect, Himself. He took all of our mistakes and failures from our past, present, and future and gave us His perfection.
So, no matter what we do, God says that we're good?
If we believe and become His children, pretty much.
What's that about, Levi?
I was just thinking, if God says we're all good if we just believe, then we can get away with anything.
That's not how it works.
No, it isn't. Being God's child and living for Him isn't a free pass to live however we want. But it is assurance that if we mess up, we don't have to live in sadness because God has already paid the price and gives us another chance to do what is right.
That's a lot to think about, but I think I get what you mean.
So, does this mean you finally stop being so upset?
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, Mr. Jacobs.
Glad to be of help.
Well, now that's settled. What do we want to do now?
We could go check out the old forest bridge.
Isn't it kind of cold for that?
Maybe for you. You coming, Ivy?
Sure, let me turn off the radio first.
Thanks for listening to the Kids Corner podcast. If you had fun listening, be sure to share it with your friends. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join us every week. The Kids Corner and other Family Life podcasts are made possible by your financial support. Learn more at familylife.org.